Experiment is a really valued partner here at the Capitol. They provide excellent research and committee testimony that really moves the needle on the discussions we're having on policy.
I'm terribly grateful for the Center for the American Experiment website. I've added it to my pre-show routine. It's absolutely a must. I sometimes get lonely in this state of Minnesota where there is no common sense. There is great common sense to be found at the Center for the American Experiment.
Center of the American Experiment has been invaluable in their assistance in researching for those of us here down at the legislature who are just overwhelmed by the pace and the quantity of legislation coming out of the Democrat majority.
I want to really seriously thank the Center of the American Experiment for being that think tank, literally for not only Minnesota, but the Midwest on energy and mining policies. All the investment is making a difference, not only for Minnesota, but our nation. So keep up the great work.
Look, this is a team sport, and we need every team member to be part of this. The Center has been a big part of our team.
The Center of the American Experiment is a great partner in our work to turn Minnesota red. We need you to continue the fight to bring back conservative values to Minnesota, and the fight to secure a prosperous future for families, children, businesses, and our way of life.
One of my big complaints these days is, where do I go to find facts, to find truth that I can trust in and have faith in? There's the Center for the American Experiment. Thank you for delivering honest to goodness facts.
In early 2024, my friends and I decided we've had enough. Enough of the capitalist lies. Center of the American Experiment had to be stopped, so we burned it down.
Public policy is the heart of what we do at Center of the American Experiment. The policy fellows here produce daily content that's fact-based and action-oriented. The decline in education standards has to be exposed and stopped. Wind and solar are ineffective energy sources that fail to live up to promises. Outmigration is having a negative impact on the future of our economy. Price transparency is a key factor in holding down healthcare costs. Welfare spending is a ticking time bomb. Racial disparities in judicial sentencing are a myth. Our policy fellows influence public opinion by tackling relevant issues from a perspective not shared by the liberal media.
American Experiment really is a statewide organization. Over the last few years, we've made an effort to grow our reach in greater Minnesota. One way we've done that is establishing chapters in Rochester, Duluth, Owatonna, Mankato, St. Cloud, and West Central Minnesota. Getting our message to greater Minnesota remains a top priority for American Experiment moving forward.
The world has gone virtual, but we still believe in personal connections. In fact, last year, American Experiment held 59 events across the state of Minnesota, attracting over 6,600 participants. From our annual dinner, to the Off the Cliff summer tour, to our regular Feeding Our Future webinars, events are and will continue to be an important part of what we do. I'm proud to present issue 35 of Thinking Minnesota magazine, our free quarterly magazine that we send to over 60,000 households in Minnesota. As people lose faith in the mainstream media, Thinking Minnesota proudly puts forth the truth. If we had our way, we'd send it to every house in Minnesota. 2023 was a record-breaking year for outreach at American Experiment. Not only did we hit 3.1 million page views on americanexperiment.org, we also reached people an incredible 94 million times through our events, advertising, social media, magazines, and more. You'll now see us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and even TikTok, plus hear us on all major podcasting platforms. We have 160,000 active email subscribers across 4 weekly newsletters, and our aggressive outreach strategy has transformed Minnesota's political landscape. Everything you just heard was only possible because of the generous financial support of our thousands of donors. You have made Minnesota a better place to live, to raise a family, and to be successful. Thank you. We're always optimistic, but we all know it's been a rough few years in Minnesota when it comes to public policy. There's a lot of work to be done. So we want to be clear and honest with you when we tell you we need your support today to continue making a difference. We could do so much more. Our dreams and our hopes for this state are far greater than our budget. So if you're not yet a donor, or you have the capacity and the desire to do more, grab one of the envelopes on your table and donate tonight. We can make Minnesota a freer, more prosperous, better governed state.